In this video, I will be showing you how to build a city in Yeeps. So, let's go. I'll be showing you around the city, showing you lots of details and lots of little things that will make your city way better. So let me show you around. Over here, we have lots of billboards in the city. So, always make sure you add lots of billboards in your city. There's literally entire buildings covered in billboards. So you want to make sure to always add a lot of billboards in your city. Next tip for your city, you always want to add lots of buildings. And these buildings, I thought of an idea for them. So let me show you that. So the idea for my cities are you listening? Are you subscribed? Okay, I'll tell you. So, in these buildings, these are not fully built. As you can clearly see, I've put glass and then blackness. So you're probably wondering why. There's a keyhole as well. I'll get to that later. But the inside of the buildings are somewhere else. So, the buildings are, in fact, underground. They are literally underground. So, always build your buildings interior underground. Never build them full built, because you will always have no space in your city to roam around like this. So, in your city, you always want to add buildings underneath. Some of them you want to add an interior, some of them are just for design, like these ones. This build one is definitely for design, because it is literally ad city. Because, seriously, who wants to look at ads all day long? Wait, come to think of it, definitely isn't me. Okay, moving on. Always include good interior, because I've seen builds that look like they have interior that is built out of cardboard. I've been to a city that hasn't been painted, so always add lots of paint and color to your city for lots of character. In your city, you always want to add lots of things like buildings, zip lines, and let me show you what those zip lines are used for. You can use zip lines for anything really. Here it looks like a power line, but say you're playing tag with your friends, you can use these zip lines for really anything. You can use them to look like power lines, you can use them to build. Here, you always want to add like lots of like connections or maybe something to your buildings. I like to use lots of zip lines in my builds because I always find it really fun to just zip line, I guess. Next thing, just put down random buildings, because this building is big, it has lots of character, but there's no use to it. In a city, there will be countless buildings that you will probably never go in for your entire life. And you'll just see random buildings like this. They will have lots of cool designs, but no use. So always build big buildings. For the next one, you always want to add secret features. You also want to add uses for your buildings. So, say you're playing tag with your friends, you would always want to add stuff like this. Mini gadgets. So, you could put in like a radio button and then press it. Say you're playing tag with your friends. You press that button and then run away. They will get duped so easily. They'll run to that building as fast as possible. So you always want to add little hidden things just like that. Moving on, always add interior. Let me show you. this is my interior of a bar, and there is tables, there are drinks, there's decorations, and there's just a lot of character to this place. The next thing is that you should always, literally, like, I know I'm over exaggerating this, but I have seen countless cities with no colour. So, one tip for you, always overpaint, always. You could add little, like, things to the build to make it so much more character. Like, this bit that wasn't painted, it could add so much, like, more story to the build. Because, say you're playing around with your friends in this map and they'll be like, why isn't this painted? You could tell like a little story to say why this isn't painted. Or you could paint half of it to say there was like a burn there or something. So it adds so much more character. Always add functionality to your builds. Like this shop, you can buy so many things there. Like stuff from the Halloween tech web. You could buy all your items here, and also cosmetics. You could also try on your cosmetics here, like my Halloween combo. Rate what you think of it in the comments down below. You could add toilets, like the boys and the girls. Always add logos to your builds, because in Yeeps, I've seen so many just like builds without a logo or any personality. So always add a logo. So let me show you the logo for this. It is pretty much giant pumpkin. So look at this. It is a giant pumpkin. This logo can mean so many different things. It could be lots of personality. So you always want to add lots of little things. Like this logo has added so many people complimenting my build. So always add things like that. You always want to add many things that people can interact with, like this. You could add a big vending machine that drops keys, so then it looks like real gumballs dropping. Let me show you. Well, isn't that real satisfying? Let me do that again. Oh. Again. Oh. So you always want to add little things like this. This building is made out of fully glass. Literally, there's no use to it. So always add lots of more things to make your city bigger. And more buildings, I think, equals the better. Because in New York or places like... Okay, let's just pretend that didn't happen. In New York, there is lots and lots of buildings. So you always want to... Now that I'm down here, I would like to remind you, please subscribe, because the last video got so many views, but I only got 100 subscribers from it. So please subscribe and like the video. It helps out a ton, and goodbye.